Bears are scavengers and feeders who make the most of their surroundings. Bears will take advantage of any accessible food source if given the opportunity. Have you ever seen a bear hunt an elk? What about a polar bear looking to take down a walrus? If you want to see some unreal footage where bears take the front stage, bears will hunt deer, and deer are plentiful where bears reside, thus finding them is not difficult for bears, as shown in this video. This is a heartbreaking video. When a bear attacked a deer that was already injured, it was roaming in the backyard of a house. You could hear the unfortunate animal's agonizing screams as it was bitten by the ferocious predator. I'm curious as to how all these animals end up in backyards of private residences. Where do these people live? This black bear has killed and is devouring a deer inside a body of water. The bear can be seen chomping into the deer, which is still moving. The bear is extracting meat from the deer's behind. This is not for the faint-hearted to watch. Another bear discovers a deer in a backyard and after killing it tries but fails to hoist the deer up a tree. It must have heard a commotion and tried to hide its prey in a more secluded location. You'll see how swift bears are in our next video. Deer move quickly, but watch as this massive bear chases and catches up to a deer. This bear is enormous and it's sprinting at least as quickly as the deer. Bears, it was always said, are the most difficult animals to flee from. They can sprint and swim faster than you can, and they can climb trees better and quicker. These belugas are extremely thin and horribly scarred, but their wounds were not inflicted by the ice. A whale would be a huge prize for any meat-eating hunter, and these belugas trapped by the ice are within reach of polar bears. When aware of danger, the belugas stay submerged if they can, but they can only hold their breath for about 20 minutes. Catching a 4-meter-long whale that weighs 1 ton is no easy task, even if that whale is weakened by starvation. This polar bear is not getting ready to race in the 100-meter freestyle. He's fishing for beluga whales, and he hits the jackpot when he dives for one in this video. Once the bear has caught the beluga, there isn't much the friendly whale can do. These bears hunt beluga whales, and such a big meal will fill their tummies for many days to come. A polar bear drags a seal out of the water, as seen by these fishermen. After that, the bear pounces on the seal and starts eating it. Because everything is white, it's easy to see the seal's blood splash onto the ice banks. For the fishermen who stand in awe of the big polar bear, it's quite a sight. Polar bears only succeed once in 20 hunts at this time of year. If the hunter is thin, like this one is, it might not be enough. All she can do now is try again. She makes a wide sweep downwind of the seal to keep her scent from betraying her. She's getting closer to achieving her goal. She's directly behind the seal now. She miraculously caught the seal underwater. Even though it isn't the largest seal, its blubber, all alone, contains 100,000 calories, enough to keep this bear alive for a week. A polar bear drags a seal from the water and prepares it for dinner. It flattens the seal with its paws and proceeds to open it up in the manner that a chef would. Polar Bear Steakhouse is pleased to welcome you for its grand opening. Here's a polar bear having dinner, and as you can see, things can get a little messy in a polar bear's kitchen. The polar bear's lovely white coat is stained with blood, but I'm sure it will be clean again after a brief shower. Bears are extremely powerful and strong animals. They've been known to pry open car doors and bend open windshields in their search for food. Bears frequently roll over big rocks and logs in search of food. When you watch this bear take this massive moose into the forest like it was a small cat in our first video, you realize just how powerful bears are. Although the moose was already injured, the way the bear carried it was unbelievable. When Mother Moose no longer had the strength to protect her calf, this bear made a kill in the forest. The bear took advantage of the situation and killed the deer. Another example of incredible strength may be seen in this video, in which a bear takes a moose into the forest like it was carrying bread and butter in a small basket. If the other wolves try to stop it, these bears rip apart a wolf. The wolves can't do anything against the bears since they're too big and powerful. They stand powerless and helpless as their companion is attacked and torn to pieces by the bears. This bear has just finished a kill, and a couple of wolves challenge him for a share of the action. The wolves are cautious and don't press too hard because they are aware of the bear's strength. Because elks are larger than deer, a bear must expend more energy chasing them. You can witness this bear attack a young elk and effortlessly move it somewhere more discreet, where it can begin to eat it. thanks to an incredible view from above. When this bear assaults a huge elk in the middle of a river, it doesn't seem worried by the water. Being in the water makes it more difficult for the formidable predator to catch up to the elk, as well as for the elk to flee. The bear appears to be in great control of the situation, and the kill is completed in a couple of minutes. The tricky part now is figuring out how to get this massive prey out of the water so the bear can eat. A bear hunts down a herd and kidnaps one of the animals. The other members of the herd approach the bear after it is in its grip to see what's going on, and what they see horrifies them. The bear is concerned by this and takes up the elk calf and carries it further away. But the elk is still alive and virtually running alongside the bear, which has its mouth on the elk's back. I guess the herd will stay out of this bear's business. This bear drags an elk out of a ditch and brings it aggressively to a new area where it will be eaten. In the wild, life is difficult. These creatures must always keep an eye behind their backs when predators are hungry. This bear notices a caribou quite a long distance away and begins to run in that direction. You can see the bear run in the open field and jump into the water, swimming in the direction of the caribou. Meanwhile, the caribou is trying to get out of the water as quickly as possible, but the bear is catching up to it in no time. It's incredible how much terrain the bear is able to cover in such a short lapse of time, and evidently catches up to the caribou. Once on the other side, the bear jumps back into the water and swims in pursuit of the caribou, which has changed direction, heading the other way in the water. The bear gains ground on the animal in the water, and things don't look good for the fleeing caribou. This bear is determined, and it will catch up to its prey, and it does. The bear jumps the caribou and plants its enormous canines in it, as well as its powerful claws,